Welcome to day 3 of getting you booked by Fashion Week. Okay, this is a challenge for you guys. I'm taking you through exactly what I teach my students when I work with them one-on-one, even if they're busy women, even if they're unrepresented, even if modeling's been a dream, even if they're starting from scratch, even if they're getting back into modeling, whatever the case may be. This is day 3 of walking you guys through exactly what I teach them so that they can become booked models and, more importantly, get their next paid booking by Fashion Week. If you are feeling really, really spicy, by all means, take the challenge, go back and watch day 2 and day 1. Day 3, you're going to end up understanding more about your modeling niches and what actually fits you as you are and where you are. Okay, so get out your pens, get out your pencils, get out all the things that you need, paper included. Right now, if at any point you actually want to guarantee that you book a paid modeling job by Fashion Week, you can always drop the word Fashion Week or DM us the word Fashion Week. We can hop on a quick sales call and actually walk you through where you're at, where you're trying to go, and how we can help. Okay, but for everybody else who's just very curious about how they can get paid model bookings, tune in. All right, with that out of the way, let's talk modeling niches. Okay, this is the type of modeling that you do. Fun fact, there are over 20 modeling niches that pay. Okay, this is why I'm always telling you guys, there is space for everybody in the modeling industry, and anyone can be a model. It's about finding where you fit. This is finding where you fit. Now, fun fact, even though it's over 20 modeling niches, I, in fact, will not be going over all of them with you. Can't do it. There's no physical way that I could do that with you guys in less than 30 minutes. What I do with the busy women that I coach one-on-one is I give them a masterclass where I break down each of the niches, their names, their requirements, their restrictions. And if they listen to that at 2x speed, they can get all that information and more in less than 30 minutes. But here, you guys are just gonna have to bear with me, right? You, by all means, can sit down, go on Google. Google is free. You can go and research your 20 niches. And then from there, do the process that I'm going to talk to you guys about in this process or in this day. Oh, my brain, everywhere. Okay, so so once you go and you understand the 20 types of niches, what their requirements are, what the restrictions are, you can come back and do this process. And again, this is exactly what I teach my models to do when I work with them one-on-one. Number 1, you need to figure out what fits you 100%. A lot of models don't do this, myself included. When I first started modeling, what I ended up doing was just picking what I liked, what made me feel good, what made me feel alive, what looked glitz and glamour, all of that, right? That's what I decided to do first. Okay. Problem with that is I ended up enjoying what I was doing, but it never paid me. And then I was upset that it wasn't paying me. And then even when it did pay me, it didn't pay me consistently. I might get paid for one job, but then not the other one or the other 2 or the other 5 or the other 10. But then there might be another job that wants to pay me and then none after that. So it was a very dangerous cycle to keep kind of like going through my modeling career. So I ended up doing this for my career so I could actually make money, right? And this is why I teach this to models that I coach one-on-one, because it is that important. Once you know why you're modeling, once you know what your goals are as a model, you need to know what type of modeling fits you 100%. So the first thing you're going to do after you actually figure out all 20 niches and what their requirements are, what their restrictions are, is you're going to look at that list and you are going to cross out everything that does not fit you 100%. For some of you guys, that might only be like 5 things. For others, it might be 10 of them out of the 20. For others, it might be 18 of them that don't fit you 100%. And that could be whether it's your actual size, your height, your weight, your age. It could be your location. It could be, just physical attributes. It could be you're not comfortable with it for religious reasons. It could be anything, right? But you're going to have to figure out of those 20 modeling niches, which ones do not fit you 100%. Okay, not what you want to fit you, what fits you. Okay, so when I did this process, right, I went through all 20 and I was like, I crossed out about 10 of them. There's a couple that I just didn't want to do, right? Even though I could do them. One of them being swimwear. I could do swimwear, but do I really want to be a swimwear model? No. So guess what? I crossed it out. Boudoir. I think it's great for some people. Did I want to do that for money? No, didn't want to do it. So I crossed it out. Do you see how simple that was? I didn't make it about, oh, well, I don't know if it's going to fit me, or I don't know, maybe I'll try it out. Like I was very cut and dry, right? So this could take you 2 minutes, or it could take you 20 minutes, or it could take you 2 weeks. It's up to you. But you need to figure out what of the 20 niches do not fit you, and you need to get rid of them immediately. And this is what I tell my models when I work with them one-on-one. If you don't make a decision, the industry will decide for you. If you don't make a decision, the industry will decide for you. If you're watching this live, if you don't hear nothing else I say, if you don't make a decision about what type of modeling that you want to do, the industry will pick for you. Okay? Okay. Once you've crossed out of the list of like 20 plus modeling niches and you crossed out all the ones you're not a good fit for, right? Take that list and narrow it down to 3. This is where it gets a lot of models, right? Because you guys know that you can do a lot of things, and that a lot of things might fit you. But when I say to narrow it down to less than 3, it's for a reason, okay? If you are a jack of all trades, you're a master of none. And I know the rest of the phrase is, but a master of you're a jack of all trades, but you're a master of none, but it's still better than a master of one, something like that, right? So it's just saying like, hey, it's better to have a lot of things that you can do versus one very specialized thing that you actually do. And there's great arguments that go on about that, but what I'm going to say is when it comes to your modeling career, if you aren't currently making money as a model, doing more things is not going to make it easier. And I'm telling you this from experience. When I was doing every single modeling niche, I was doing fashion, I was doing runway, I was doing editorials. I did dabble in swimwear, and that's how I knew that I actually didn't want to do swimwear, right? I was doing fashion and, e-commerce and, doing stuff for print, doing music video. I was doing everything, right? I made the least amount of money possible, right? Once I actually figured out what 3 niches fit me 100% and I focused on them, it was much easier for clients to know what I did well and why they should work with me. Okay. They can't tell what you do well if you do everything, because a client's not going to look for an everything model. A client might look for a beauty model for a beauty campaign. They do not care that you do runway. They do not care that you have experience in swimwear. They do not care that you can do boudoir. They are looking for a beauty model. And if they cannot see that you can actually do beauty, they will not believe you. And if they do not believe you, they will not book you. Okay. Hello. This is why after you actually go through the list of 20 modeling niches and you cross out what doesn't fit you 100%, this is why you have to narrow it down to 3. Because it's easy for somebody to see a model and be like, oh yeah, she does like fashion, editorial, and swimwear. And then when they need a fashion, editorial, or swimwear model, she's going to be top of mind. It's easy for a client to say, oh, okay, this model does, boudoir, and they do a little bit of like e-commerce. Like, so if I ever need a boudoir model, I know I can go to this guy, right? Like, it's easy for people to remember and you to be top of mind and you to be bookable when they know what you do well and why they should work with you. But if you don't know what you do well because you're just like, well, I do everything well, then nobody's going to book you. It sounds so crazy. And this is what I end up telling the Wizzy women that I work with, right? You can do every type of modeling that you want to for fun. But when it comes to making money, what you do to make money as a model might not be your favorite type of modeling known to man. But you can do your favorite type of modeling for fun while you are making money doing the type of modeling that will pay you. And then eventually you can work to transition in what you're doing for fun to actually make you money. But there's no reason for you to be out here using all of your energy, using all of your juice, going after something that's not going to pay you right now and may never pay you in the long term, instead of just doing the type of modeling that will pay you right now for money and then doing the things that you enjoy for fun. Case in point, when I did this in my own personal modeling career, again, when I first started, I did a lot of runway, realized runway wasn't going to pay me, even though I did get a paid runway job, it did not pay my bills consistently, right? So when I sat down and I did this process in my own career, this is what made me into a full-time model. I actually looked and realized, oh my gosh, I'm skipping over all these other niches that not only want to pay me right now, but pay really, 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 really well. So what I ended up doing was I ended up cycling out what I was currently doing, which was like fashion, editorial, runway, right? And I replaced it. First thing I replaced was editorial work with beauty work. I started to get really into doing beauty work, right? Because I got really into doing beauty work, I started getting paid model bookings for beauty. Because I was showing people I could do it. I was showing people like my diversity in beauty, and people would remember me and they would recommend me, right? So I was able to start making an income doing a type of model that already wanted to pay me while I was still doing runways for free and while I was still doing like fashion work for free, right? And then once beauty started making me money, I started to look at another niche that was going to make me money. And I swapped out runway for that niche. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be abruptly, like you have to stop doing runway, you have to stop doing fashion, you can never do an editorial. No. But if you are serious about making money, and this is what I was recently coaching a model one-on-one, and she said to me, like, this was the hardest thing for her to grasp, is that the things that she enjoyed doing weren't going to pay her. It was the hardest revelation inside of our coaching to really see firsthand that the things that she enjoyed doing were not going to pay her. And to understand that she could still do those things, right? But they weren't going to pay her. And to have that mindset when it came to it made it very easy for her to say, okay, what I'm doing to make money as a model might not be my favorite, but I know this is going to make me money. I know I'm a good fit for it. I know I can move forward and build my income through this method while I am growing my creative side, doing the other type of modeling work for free. And this is why I told you guys the whole premise of the university is to make sure that if you want to work for free, it's by choice, not by force. And that's why we teach every single model how to make money. That's the whole point. Because if you know how to make money, then anything else that you want to do for free, you're not getting scammed out of your time and talent. You're not being hoodwinked. You're not believing that nobody will ever pay you. You know what's going to pay you. You know how to get paid. And then anything else you want to do creatively, you can do it for free. That is why I coach busy women one-on-one. That is why I give them that tool. That is why I walk them through exactly what I'm walking you through. I just show them how to do it and how to apply it and to make sure it's actually correct for them and that there's no mystery. That's why if you guys actually want to do more than just learn this method and hope and wonder, you know, are you doing it right? Like, if you want to guarantee that you're going to get a paid booking by Fashion Week, drop the word Fashion Week. Let's hop on a sales call. Let's actually put together your process and make sure that that paid booking is yours. Okay. That is a guarantee that I give in all of my one-on-one coaching. You will make money. And if you don't make money, I work with you for free until you do. And to this day, there isn't a model that I have coached that has not made money. Because what I'm teaching you to do is going beyond just posing or just being on a catwalk. I am literally teaching you the skill and the business side of modeling that will bring in the bucks. So again, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to figure out what type of modeling niche actually fits you and will pay you. Okay. So you're going to go through and you're going to research those 20 modeling niches. You're going to see what the restrictions are. You're going to see what the requirements are. You're going to cross out everything that does not fit you 100%. You're going to take the remaining niches. If it's over 3, you're going to narrow it down to 3. If it's under 3, then you can just keep those, right? The last thing you're going to do ties into day 4. So you have to come back for day 4. The last thing that you're going to do is you're literally going to take the niches that you narrow down and you're going to compare them with your market. You're going to compare them with your market. You're going to compare them with your market. And if you don't know what your market is, don't worry. We're going to discuss that in day 4. So definitely come back and see that. But in all honesty, if you just do the first 2 out of the 3 things that I told you to do, you will actually have a very clear understanding of what's actually going to work for you, even if you're not sure about your market, right? So even if you don't do day 4, you will still have a clear understanding of what's actually going to pay you as you are if you just do the first 2 out of the 3, okay? So again, this is day 3. This is day 3 of the challenge of getting you booked by Fashion Week. Day 1, if you haven't seen it already, go back and see it. We're talking about your model why. Day 2, we figured out what your model goals are. We set SMART goals, not just a goal, SMART goal. Day 3, we're figuring out what type of modeling actually fits you. And in all honesty, this might be the one that you want to take the longest amount of time with, because it's very easy to believe that just because you like something, it's a perfect fit for you. It's going to be a mental game, guys. It's going to be a mental game to get over playing model. It's going to be a mental shift to get over playing model, to get over doing the type of modeling that just makes you look good, to get over doing the type of modeling that just makes you feel good, and to focus on modeling that's going to pay you. Okay. So when I'm giving you guys this assignment, this is your homework. I'm giving you guys this assignment. You are going to go and look up those 20 modeling niches. You're going to cross out everything that does not fit you 100%, not 80%, not 60%, not, when I lose the weight, when I get a 6 inches taller, when I go and, when I go and I relocate, When my job gives me less hours, no. You right now, you at your current height, current weight, current location. What is 100% you in these niches? Once you figure that out, you are then going to narrow down whatever is left to 3 tops. And I don't want no slashes. The busy women I work with, they love to give me their list. And it's like, oh, I'm going to just say fashion/editorial. No. 3 solid, singular niches. The quicker you can do that, the easier it's going to be to compare it to what we're laying out in day 4. The easier it's going to be for you to understand what's going to make you the most money the quickest. Okay. You must figure out what 3 max. Okay. Not 3.5, not 3.5, not 3.75, not over the, like, just focus on 3. Once you focus on those 3, write them down, and you're going to compare them to where you're actually located once we talk about day 4 tomorrow. Okay. The last thing that I want to leave you guys with, as far as this is your homework, right? So when you rewatch this, when you make your notes or whatever, you can either send me your list of 3, you could drop it in the comments below, whatever the case may be, just to hold yourself accountable. Because again, that's your homework. Have it ready for day 4, because that's really going to solidify what actually is going to pay you. Because this is something I'm going to talk about more in day 4. Just because you're a 100% fit for a niche does not mean that niche makes money where you are. Case in point, you could, and I say this a lot, you could be the best swimwear model known to man, but if you're in Boise, Idaho, you're not going to make that much money. There's no beach. There's no swimwear brands. It's not popular there because of the location, not because of you, because of the location. So write down your homework. You could either put it in the comments below, you can send it to us, whatever the case may be. And then tune in tomorrow to make sure that the niches you chose work for where you're actually located. And as always, if you guys want to do more than just take this challenge and possibly be doing it right and maybe be on the right track, then by all means, drop the word Fashion Week or DM us the word Fashion Week, and let's actually get on a one-on-one sales call and make sure that you are guaranteed to get your next paid model booking by Fashion Week, okay? Through some one-on-one coaching. It's available to you. Don't say I didn't tell you. All right, that's everything for today. Again, all of these are less than 30 minutes for a reason. It does not take you more than 30 minutes a day to build a bookable modeling career that will pay you back and that you can understand and grow with, okay? Let this challenge be your example that it gets to be simple and you can be successful as a model and make money if you just know what to do. And if you have somebody that's taking you step by step to make sure that you're not only just doing things right, but you're doing things that will make you money, okay? If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'm only a DM away. I cannot wait to see you guys back here for day 5.